Good morning, students. This is Padmanabham, botany NEET teacher. The last class we started that the simple permanent tissues. What are simple permanent tissues? Just recall simple permanent tissues. Out of simple permanent tissues, the first one is parenchyma. The second one is collenchyma, and the third one sclerenchyma. About parenchyma, we discussed in the last class. It is a fundamental tissue, basic tissue, majorly participate in storage of food substances, and also in the leaves they participate in photosynthesis. In aquatic plants, they perform bioancy by having a large intercellular spaces filled with air. Prosenchyma, stellate parenchyma cells are found in the leaf bases of banana plant, and are all we discussed about parenchyma tissue. From the parenchyma only the other tissues like collenchyma and sclerenchyma was evolved. So it is called fundamental tissue also. And also it is a universal tissue. Fundamental tissue, universal tissue means all plants pods have major amount of parenchyma, hence it is called universal. In almost all types of plants from algae to angiosperms, these parenchyma tissues are found. Next, about collenchyma, it is a living mechanical tissue. Living mechanical tissue means it has thick walled and without intercellular spaces were arranged in these cells. The corners are deposited by thickenings. The corner thickenings were seen in these plants, in these cells. The cell wall generally made up with cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin. Cellulose, hemicellulose, and pectin. Due to the deposition of pectins at the corners, let us see here in this tissue, the corners are deposited excessively due to pectin, which gives tensile strength to the plants. Corner deposition with pectins and give tensile strength to the plant part where they live. These cells of collenchyma are called colocytes. These are a localized tissue. This is a localized tissue, not universal ma. Why? These cells are found only in herbaceous dicot plants, herbaceous dicot plants at young stems, petioles, and the margins of leaf. Young stems, petioles, and margins of leaf, especially dicot plants only have. These are not found in any root. These are not found in monocot gymnospermic plants, only in dicot plants, localized tissue. Where it was found, I already told. In the transverse section of a dicot stem, beneath the epidermis, below the epidermis, these colon-chyma tissues are found. For example, this is the epidermis. Then the colon-chyma tissue forms as a hypodermal layer. Corner thickenings were found. So in dicot stems, the hypodermis made up with colon-chyma, which is found a continuous homogeneous layer, as in Helianthus. Okay, in Helianthus, which is continuously found as a homogeneous layer, but in the stems of cucurbids, beneath the epidermis, below the epidermis, the up and downs are found in the stems, ridges and furrows. Below the ridge, only the colon-chyma was found as a patch. These are like patches. Here, homogeneous, continuous. Colon-chyma cells found in Helianthus plants as a homogeneous layer, patches in cucurbids. But hypodermal area of the young stems of dicot plants or hypodermis of petiole of dicot plants or on the margins of leaves, these colon-chyma tissues are found. For example, these leaf margins are found with the colon-chyma. Because of the presence of colon-chyma in leaf margins, the leaf does not undergo scar or damage. This colon-chyma tissue gives mechanical support. As a living tissue which gives mechanical support, hence they are called a living mechanical tissue. Each and every cell of the colon-chyma is said to be colocyte. At corners, the pectin deposition takes place. Corner deposition, that is very important characteristic feature of colon-chyma. Corner deposition gives tensile strength, right? So that is colon-chyma tissues. In the transverse section, they will exhibit different shapes. Based on the shapes, the colon-chyma was classified to three types, that is lamellar, angular, and lacunar. Based on the intracellular spaces, with or without intracellular spaces, majorly intracellular spaces are absent, and based on the shape and arrangement of the colon-chyma cells, they were classified into three types. That is one, lamellar, angular, and lacunar. What is lamellar? It is a plate-like cells arranged like this. This type of arrangement of colon-chyma is called lamellar. Here also the corner deposition was seen at the corners, tangential walls or at the corners of these cells are deposited with the excess of pectins. These type of plate-like arrangement of colon-chyma tissues are called lamellar tissue, which is found in stem of Sambucus. Example, stems of Sambucus. This is additional points mark. Please note it. So in our material it is there. So the lamellar arrangement without intercellular spaces, the corners are deposited with the pectins, excess of pectins. So this type was found in the stems of Sambucus plants. Then angular colon-chyma, here the cells are in isodiametric and are having thickenings at corners but irregular arrangement. The thickenings were seen at corners and irregular arrangement was seen. There is no intercellular spaces here also. This type of arrangement is called angular. Example, stems of Datura. Stems of Datura. This is additional point apart from NCERT. Simply you know about arrangement and one example enough. Next one, lacunar. Here intercellular spaces are seen. In this arrangement, irregular arrangement was seen with the small intercellular spaces. Corner thickening was seen here also. But the cells are in oval shape. Cells are in oval shape. Here hexagonal, here oval. Hexagonal, oval shape. That is a different mark. So this type of arrangement was found in roots of Monstera plant. Sorry, aerial roots of Monstera. So aerial roots aerial roots of Monstera and petiole of Salvia. Petiole of Salvia found this type of so these are the three types of lamellar, angular and lacunar colon-chyma cells were classified by a scientist named Mazumdar. A scientist named Mazumdar classified these colon-chyma into three types. Then what is the function of colon-chyma? Main function. Which give mechanical support by providing tensile strength. Tensile strength, tensile without breaking, which helps for bending or sewing, right? Tensile strength was given by this living mechanical tissue. Which is a living tissue? If it has chloroplasts, then it participates in photosynthesis, that is assimilation, and also it participates in storage of food. So by giving physical, that is tensile strength, mechanical strength, and also by physiological function, both the physical and physiological functions are carried out by the colon-chyma tissues. If it has chloroplast, then they participate in photosynthesis, which have tensile strength and hygroscopic nature and useful for giving mechanical support. So both physically and physiologically they participate in function. These colon-chyma cells are localized tissue which is found only in dicot plants such as herbaceous, not found in woody plants also. In woody plants also they are not found, only in herbaceous stems, petioles and leaf margins they are found. These give physiological function, they participate in physiological function as well as physical function. That is about colon-chyma. Next, sclerenchyma. It is a dead mechanical tissue. Which are dead mechanical tissue, means due to the deposition of lignin and suberin, these cells are lose the protoplasmic content by forming secondary cell wall materials, primary cell wall, and these are all secondary layers, secondary cell wall materials, and an empty space called lumen was found. Lumen. The protoplasm becomes absent or crushed. So by lacking of protoplasm or absence of protoplasm or devoiding of protoplasm due to excess thickening of lignin and suberin in their cell walls, they undergo dead. In these dead conditions, they only participate in giving mechanical support, and also these cells participate in conduction of water, transport elements like xylem and phloem made up with these sclerenchyma cells and giving mechanical support to the plant parts. Being dead cells, they have only lumens, empty space, and from one cell to another cell, that means adjacent cells, when the transportation is needed, these cells in transfer section have pits, means empty places called pits. Through these pits, they were joined with adjacent cells. So adjacent cells, the non-deposited area of the cell wall with lignin and suberin, lignin and suberin was deposited, but some places they were avoid or absent. On that places the lignin and suberin was absent. Between the pits, adjacent cells are connected and transport will take place. These cells are dead mechanical tissues. These due to deposit of lignin and suberin, excessive secondary cell walls are developed. During secondary cell walls, the pits also present. Through pits, they are connected with adjacent cells and have empty space called lumen. These sclerenchyma tissue were classified into two types based on their shape and alignment. These tissues are two types, that is one classified into two types, that is one fibers and sclerites. Sclerites otherwise called as stone or grit cells. stone cells are girt cells. Stone cells are girt cells fibers, right? These fibers are elongated cells with tapering ends. Here also the excess thickening of cell wall material was takes place, and pits also found, and empty space also found. Pits, cell wall, lumen. This may be found in isolated form or in groups. The isolated fibers are found, or in groups also fibers are found. Fibers are dead, elongated, tapering end wall having cells whose walls also deposited with lignin and suberin. Because of the lignin and suberin, this deposition of these areas becomes very hard, Okay, these pits are found. Through pits the adjacent fibers can adjoin. Okay, the long elongated fibers are found. These fibers are found in generally jute, jute, flax, jute, flax, hemp, sun hemp. These are the fibers which give mechanical strength, and also associated with the xylem and phloem gives mechanical support. And commercially useful fibers also there, we will discuss later. Next, sclerites. These are the cells found groups singly. These cells are in spherical or oval or round, but on transverse section they give hexagonal cells. These are the pits and secondary cell wall material. These sclerenchyma cells are transverse section exhibit hexagonal on TS, hexagonal or oval or spherical, which also dead cells due to deposition of excess of materials like lignin and suberin. They also play significant role in different plant pots. They are also found in soft areas like fruit pulps, and also found in seed coats of legume plants, etc., etc. We are going to explain that examples where they are found. These sclerites are found in pulps of guava and pear. Pear fruits and guava fruits, la pulp is made up with these sclerite cells. Then the leaves of tea plant. Leaves of tea plant have these sclerites. Then seed coats of legumes like peas, grams, etc. Seed coat of peas and grams, etc. And in the nut, that is a cashew nut, walnut, the fruit wall, having these stone cells. Stone cells are gilt cells. Stone cells are gilt cells means giving very hard in texture. They are found in pulp of guava fruits or pear fruits, leaves of tea plants, seed coats of legumes, nuts, that is pericarp. Pericarp means fruit valma. We already discussed pericarp. Pericarp was not differentiated in nuts. Okay, the hard stony pericarp was found in cashew nut fruit as well as walnuts, etc. In these fruits, the hard pericarp was made up with these sclerites. These sclerites also classified in different types based on their structure and ease of location and giving mechanical strength and are formed in different plant pots. These sclerites are classified as brachysclerites, brachysclerites. These cells are spherical or oval, in shape and are found in the fruit pulps pulps. Drupes of coconuts, drupe of coconut has these brachysclerites. Then osteosclerites are bone cells. Osteosclerites are bone cells which are looks like bones, which are looks like bones. Then macrosclerites, then trichosclerites, astrosclerites, astrosclerites are the several types. The Malpighian sclerites also found like this. Bone-shaped cells are found, these cells, and some are looks like branched, like hair or stellate or star-shaped, bone-shaped or oval-shaped or hair-shaped, branched. Branched ones. So brachysclerites, osteosclerites, bone or macro, tricho, astro, these are all the different kinds of sclerites found in different plant parts. But these types of sclerites are not in our syllabus. It is not found in our syllabus. So you just look after one by one. For example, the brachysclerites or stone cells. Brachysclerites or stone cells are found in where? In the coconut, and osteosclerites found in pillar-like cells or bone cells are found in, and macrosclerites or rod-shaped cells are found. Then the trichosclerites are found in the floating leaves of hydrophytes, etc., etc., etc. Right? These are about sclerenchyma cells, sclerites and fibers. Fibers and sclerites are sclerenchyma cells which are found in different kinds of plant parts. Then complex tissues. A complex tissue, which one? Made up by more number of different cells more number of different cells and uniquely participate in a function. Uniquely participate in a function. These are classified into two kinds, that is a xylem and phloem. Xylem is a tissue made up with tracheids or tracheary elements, then vessels, then fibers, then parenchyma. These three cells are dead. This only one is living in the group of xylem. So in the xylem tissue, four kinds of cells are there. Tracheids or tracheary elements, vessels, fibers and parenchyma. Out of these four kinds, tracheids, vessels and fibers are dead cells, like sclerenchyma dead cells. Only parenchyma is living in the group. These four kinds of cells are associated together and form a complex tissue called xylem. This xylem tissue responsible for translocation of water and minerals. Water and minerals. So in higher plants from Pteridophyta, gymnosperms and angiosperms, the xylem tissues were developed, but these xylem tissues were not found in algae and bryophyta. So algae and bryophyta are the primitive plants, thus not having vascular tissues. So xylem is not found in algae and bryophyta, only found in Pteridophyta, gymnosperms and angiosperms. What is the difference between pteridophytic xylem, gymnospermic xylem, angiospermic xylem? We will discuss after this classification, right? Then phloem. Phloem is a group of cells made up with four different kinds, that is sieve tubes, elements, companion cells, parenchyma and fibers. Out of these four, here in phloem, these three cells are living ma. That is what? Sieve tube elements, companion cells, parenchyma are in living condition, fibers only are dead. Fibers only are dead cells. Sieve tubes, companion cells, parenchyma are living, fibers are dead in phloem tissue, right? This is participate in translocation of food in the form of sucrose or conduction of food carried out by this, translocation of water carried out by this tissue. So water carried out by this tissue, food carried out by this tissue, right? So these two, xylem and phloem, are responsible for conduction of water and food in the plant, such as in higher plants like pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. In these sieve tubes, instead of sieve tubes, sieve cells are found. Instead of companion cells, albuminous cells are found in gymnospermic plants. In gymnosperms, instead of sieve tubes, sieve cells, instead of companion cells, albuminous cells are found. In angiosperms, these four are found. In these tracheids are found in gymnosperms, vessels only found in angiosperms. Presence of vessels is a characteristic feature of angiosperms. So what is tracheid? What is a vessel? How they are arranged? Where they were located? And how they are connected? And how they are participate in the transport of water? Then what is sieve tube? What is companion cell? How they associate and participate in food transport? And what about fiber and parenchyma? And what is their functions in the tissue, that is in the complex tissue? In the complex tissue, more types of cells are there now. Tracheids, vessel, and fiber, parenchyma together. So, what is the function of fiber? What is the function of parenchyma? What is the function of sieve tube? Or what is the function of companion cell? Let us discuss one by one about this xylem and phloem in the next class, that is in tomorrow class. Thank you, students. Meet you again in the next class.